Happy, beautiful day. It's Pete Cohen here with another in our series of videos on gratitude. Today's video is called Choose Gratitude Today. Why? Well, I believe that it's one of the most important stances that any of us can take. And right now, with the death of George Floyd, I don't think there's ever been a more important time for us to be grateful. Now, what does that mean? Look, there is no question in the world right now, there is turmoil. There's a lot of angry people about a situation that occurred and something that happened that really never should happen. But it has been happening for a very, very, very long time. And I decided to just kind of look into this to actually see what happened and what might happen. Now, I'm a believer in human beings. I personally am not someone who has any animosity towards people. I think human beings are incredible, but what separates humans from all other things on earth is choice. We can choose to be grateful, and why would we choose to be grateful about something so devastating, something so wrong, something so immoral? Well, basically because I feel that I have no choice. I could choose anger. I could choose to feel so many different emotions. I could choose to feel nothing. I could choose to just say, oh, it's got nothing to do with me. I don't live in America. I live in the United Kingdom. I'm okay. Or I could choose to be grateful that his life meant something. And I'm sure it meant something before his death, but now I believe his life will leave a huge legacy. And what do you want the legacy of George Floyd's life to be? But before we look at that, what do you think he would want the legacy of his life to be? Do you honestly think that he would be wanting people to go out and looting and destroying? Or do you think he would want people to rise up and let there be something beautiful that came from his life? That people started to feel more grateful, that people started to realize what they have and the fact that they have the opportunity to make things better. Now, I don't know whether you've ever been to America or you're from America, but there's a few problems over there right now that actually exist all over the world. And one of them is racism, where we choose to look at someone from the color of their skin to their religion, to their ideas, and think, that is different to me. I am not like this person. I am maybe better than this person. This person isn't a good person. These types of people are this. We have to rise up and be grateful for the fact that we can make a different choice, to choose to look at the world with a fresh pair of eyes. I mean, you might look at me and think, well, okay, I'm a white man. But what does that really mean? I'm a human being, right? Just like you, regardless of the color of your skin, because the fact of the matter is, we all are cut from the same cloth. That's how I choose to look at the world. I choose to look through color, creed, sex, and see a human being. That a human being has a capability of love. A human being has the capability of helping other human beings. Now, you might not know this, but my surname actually is Cohen. You don't have to look very far to see that. And Cohen is actually a very Jewish name. And the Jews have had a very interesting history, if you like. See, in America, there's a problem, right, with racism. Racism has been there for a very long time. It wasn't actually that long ago that blacks were explicitly second-class citizens. They were the lowest of the low. They were slaves. And of course, the country has come a long way, but boy, does it have a longer way to go. And maybe the death of George Floyd will be something that ignites a desire for people to come together. I mean, even right now, blacks, whites, people are coming together and thinking, we can't stand for this. We have to make a stance. We have to be the difference that makes the difference. And that's what I believe George Floyd's life could represent. Just like Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King had a dream. His dream was people would live together in harmony. Is that happening? No. But have we come a long way since then? Yes. What about Mahatma Gandhi? What did he want? I mean, just with his stance on peace and not fighting, he managed to get people to stop fighting. He managed to stop thousands of people from dying. Now, of course, he was shot the day after his probably biggest thing happened of what he was able to achieve in his life. What are you able to achieve in your life? What am I able to achieve in my life? I truly believe that we have an opportunity to be grateful. But what is gratefulness? Gratefulness is being thankful. Gratefulness is a stance. And it's a challenging stance to take. It was actually Oprah Winfrey, which I talked about in another video about gratitude, how she really in the 90s made people more aware of the power of gratitude. But this has been known for centuries. It was the ancient Greeks that basically said gratitude is something that we need to practice. There are many things that we need to practice. They're called virtues. And this is one of them. Gratitude. What's another one? It's hope. Because without any hope, what do we have? We're hopeless, right? Hope, the science of hope, is where you see a better future than where you are right now. And with the death of George Floyd, I choose to see a better future. I choose to see that sooner or later people will wake up and realize, okay, what can I do about this? We can be passive, which I think is the most dangerous thing to do. We can be passive, we can be aggressive, or we can be even something even better than that. We can be humane. See, to be a great human being really is to be virtuous, is to be grateful, is to have hope, is to have courage. You know, but we have to practice courage, to behave in a way that perhaps we wouldn't normally do. For me to be courageous to make this video, I don't know what people are going to think of it, but it's something I feel I have to say. You see, as I look white to you, as I just said before, I'm Jewish. What does that mean? Well, I come from a tribe of people who have experienced a lot of abuse. In fact, I've been to certain parts of the world. I remember going to Kuwait, and when I was actually told to change my name when I was there, referred to myself as Curran, not Cohen. And I went to an event and I got on the stage and I said, hello everyone, my name is Pete Cohen, Curran. Because there were a lot of people in this particular audience that had some issues with Jewish people. I remember being giving at an event where I was training to be a personal trainer, and there was a girl from Palestine, and we became really good friends. But then someone else told her that I was Jewish, and then that was it. She wouldn't talk to me. Now, she obviously had her reasons. We all have our reasons for thinking and feeling the way that we do. But I want to ask you, what do you think the world needs now more than it's ever needed? What do I want the legacy of all of the Jewish people that were murdered in concentration camps? What do you think they wanted? Do you think they would want me to still harbor hate towards the German people? Of course not. They would want me to be grateful for the life that I have and for my ability to do something with the life that I have. You see, another virtue is justice, right? And what is justice? Well, personally, it's standing up for what is right. And I want to stand up for the rights of human beings. But I want to do it in a way where I'm showing love, not aggression. I want to do it in a way where I see the good in people and I see hope. I see something better. You see, another virtue is wisdom. Now, wisdom is something that often they say the older you get, the wiser you get. But we can have the wisdom of the ages of people like Nelson Mandela, Martin Luther King, Mahatma Gandhi, people who aren't here anymore but stood for something. You see, gratitude is a stance. It is a stance in life that is a hard stance to take. Because if you really, really choose gratitude, what that means is You don't take things for granted. You take them as granted. This whole situation with George Floyd has been granted for us to do something with it. And if I knew George Floyd, I'd be saying to him now, hey, George, I want to thank you for giving people across the world an opportunity once again to rise up to the fact of something that is going on and has been going on. It's been bubbling up. It's always there, but maybe now it comes to the surface again and we think, okay, what is the stance that I want to take? Who do I want to become? What do I want the legacy of that to be? What difference could I make? Human beings are incredible. The thing that separates human beings from other animals is choices. The acorn that falls from the tree, what does that rely on? It relies on nature. The animals, the kitten that wants to become a cat relies on instinct. Human beings, we rely on choices. We can make a choice. And I ask all of us to make the choice to be the change that the world needs. That's what Gandhi said. Be the change that the world needs. Be the change that you want to see in this world. Martin Luther King Jr., I have a dream. What's your dream? And my thoughts go out to all of the people that have been affected by this. People don't change when we tell people what to do. People change when their perspective changes. Has the whole world gone mad? I think the world has always been a bit crazy. But we have the opportunity to choose gratitude, to take that stance. See, really, gratitude is being thankful, being appreciative. When you appreciate something, it grows in value. If you appreciate the life that you have, if you appreciate others, regardless of where they come from, regardless of their race and their religion. I mean, Islam is one of the most misunderstood things on earth, I believe, unless, of course, you are a Muslim, because Islam is really about being thankful for life when you really practice it. As most religions actually are, they are about the practice of virtues. But just like most things, I think they get misunderstood. We have the opportunity to be virtuous. We have the opportunity to choose gratitude, to choose hope, to choose courage, to choose justice, to choose wisdom, to choose what people call temperance, or what I would call willpower, self-control. To make a decision about who are you going to become. George Floyd stood for something. I don't know him, but I will take his memory with me, because I'm sure, and the things I've heard about him and what people said about him, it doesn't sound like he was a perfect human being, but what is a perfect human being? Growing up in a world that is difficult to grow up in many cases. It's time for us to rise up. It's time for us to choose gratitude. It's time for us to appreciate the life that we have, appreciate George Floyd and the chance that he gives us to be the change that the world needs. I really appreciate you watching this film, and I would love it if you subscribed to our channel. Look at some of the other videos that we have on gratitude, because I believe it is a discipline, it is a virtue, and the more we practice it, the better we become. Choose that stance, and thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it, and I look forward to helping you move from where you are to where you want to be. We know a great life, it doesn't happen by chance. It happens by choosing it. Make that choice. We'll see you soon.